Oh, fucking hell. Should have shaved. Jesus. Look like more of a bum than I usually do. Fucking hell. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm XYZ Cruncher and welcome to another episode of Random Ramblings. The Nintendo Switch, what can I say that hasn't been said already? You know, it's usual drill. It's a step up from the Wii U, you know, all of that jazz. I've personally just got a Nintendo Switch and I love the console. You can probably see right there I've got a couple of games. I'll actually show you the games. Jeez. I have Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Splatoon if it will focus, Sonic Mania Plus, it's fucking great games, all of them, and Sonic Forces, which I'm yet to play much of, but it also seems pretty good. I'll probably give my 2 cents on half of these games when I actually start reviewing properly. But getting on to what the main point of this video is, basically, the Switch has been doing gangbusters. You know, it's been selling. It's already sold almost more than the Wii U. I think maybe even more than the Wii U actually. And it's great for Nintendo. They did kind of fall off with the Wii U. They still made great games. Don't get me wrong, but it just didn't do the numbers, did it? I mean, before that you got the Wii, which was probably like. It was Nintendo's best-selling home console, at least of all time, and it didn't quite reach the numbers of the DS, but the DS was a very novel concept, as the Wii was. But one thing I've always thought about the Wii, which is something that people probably won't agree with, seeing as the Wii was Nintendo's probably most successful console, and some would even consider it its best, and probably like a golden era for Nintendo, and it definitely was. Maybe not in terms of games, but that's what I'm getting onto. Basically, with the Wii, the library was great. Like the good games, you know, shone through. Brawl, although it wasn't really accepted that well by the core fans, since Melee was like supposed to be the perfect Smash game, and they just screwed the fucking pooch with the tripping mechanics and just a lot of the other stuff, using a lot of the Wii's gimmicks. I think they did as well. I've not played it personally. But yeah, it does seem to be not exactly what the Melee audience wanted. Then you've also got Galaxy 1 and 2, great games. There's also Sonic Colors, you know, a bunch of like first party and third party games were on the system. Third party was just like an insane amount, like to the point where it became a bunch of shovelware. There was so much shovelware, and a lot of the people who weren't really gamers or who hadn't played Nintendo consoles before, who had bought the system just for those gimmicky games and then didn't know what to buy and probably bought the shit games, might have hurt Nintendo's legacy in the long run. And I know it's like hard to kind of wrap your head around if you don't really understand what I'm getting at, but essentially what it did was people thought, oh, these are Nintendo games. They didn't look at, oh, you know, Ubisoft made this, or, you know, Activision made this. They were like, oh, it has Nintendo on it, so it's like, it's probably everything on a Nintendo console is made by Nintendo. Because again, a lot of these people didn't know what Nintendo was, or they might have heard of it, but they didn't really know gaming if they weren't gamers prior. They didn't know about Nintendo in general, even if they were gamers, because they probably came from the PS3 and Xbox 360, or the generation prior, which was PS2, Xbox and GameCube. They probably didn't even touch the GameCube, because up until that point, the GameCube was Nintendo's worst performing console, which really sucked, but in the long run, it could have hurt Nintendo really bad. Which is why the Switch might not do as well in terms of sales or in general as Nintendo would like it to, but Nintendo's core audience obviously isn't going to let it fail, especially after the Wii U. It's doing great, by the way, and I'm going to list a couple of reasons why. Alright, let's start with games first. Obviously there's Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, Odyssey, and third party games like Sonic Mania Plus and Sonic Forces, and obviously upcoming games like Smash, which I personally pre-ordered. It looks great already. Animal Crossing for the Switch, something we haven't really seen much of already, except for the announcement, but does seem promising. I mean, it's Animal Crossing, it's always going to be great. I'll probably make some videos on it once it drops, and probably some about the past games in the franchise that I love so much. Bayonetta 3's coming out and Metroid Prime 4, big games for the more mature audiences, which is something that Nintendo doesn't really do, and the fact that they're kind of going back to that. They haven't made a Metroid game, at least a proper one, in ages. Federation Force was one, but it really wasn't what Metroid fans wanted. Even I wasn't a massive fan of Metroid. I've only played a couple games here and there, but I just kind of looked at the game and I thought, this isn't what people want. I already saw the backlash coming, and it was shown with the trailer getting more dislikes and likes, a stupid amount actually. There was also Bayonetta, which obviously has been successful, Bayonetta 1, and Nintendo basically helped Platinum Games by making Bayonetta 2, you know, paying for it, essentially paying for the development, and obviously it probably wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for Nintendo, but in return they made it an exclusive, and it did well enough on the Wii U for them to make a Bayonetta 3, and they've already ported a bunch of games as well. Obviously the games that they've ported are Bayonetta 1 and 2, again great games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a great game. I played the original, I haven't played the Deluxe edition, and I don't really intend on getting the Deluxe version, just doesn't seem like my type of thing. There's also other games that are ports, like Tropical Freeze, a platformer which is pretty good. Again, not my type of thing, but it's pretty well made. Essentially all Nintendo needs to do at this point is kind of cover all of the franchises that they've missed over the years, like F-Zero, Mother, Wave Race, Star Tropics. I mean, if Wave Race and Star Tropics made a return, I'd be fucking shocked. Like, more than Mother. Like, Mother's had a backing, or Earthbound if you want to call it that, has had a backing for ages, and if they make a Mother 3 and a new Mother game, like they have been doing with a lot of games, they have them release like a smaller version, like they released Samus Returns and then now they're making Prime 4. But if they do that, that would be very surprising. But Wave Race and Star Tropics haven't been touched in ages, and I don't know how they'd bring it back, but if they did, it would be amazing. They've got to make a new Donkey Kong game. If they make enough games, this could very well be the greatest Nintendo system of all time. That's right, I said it, of all time. Now you're probably wondering, how can I say that when X Nintendo console exists? Because most of you probably think maybe the NES, SNES, GameCube, hell, some of you even the Wii, like you'd think maybe those are the best consoles. Personally, I don't really know where I'd put my money on the best Nintendo console. But the Switch, if it gets all of these things done, it releases all of these IPs that have been left in the dirt for ages, you know, just left in the dust while everything else moves forward. It honestly could make an awesome system, and more and more people would buy it. There might be some fans who were reluctant to buy it, who are just going to buy it just solely because of those games, because it's happened before. It's happened with friends I know. It's happened with me personally. I bought this console just to play Let's Go, then I realised it was a pile of shit, and then I was like, oh fuck, but there's these great games like Breath of the Wild, so I'm going to play them instead. But anyway, mini rant at the end over. What do you guys think? Do you think the Switch is going to succeed? Do you think it's going to be a good console going forward? And what do you think in general? Just sound off in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Like I said in my last video, I'm hoping to reach 100 by the end of the year, and it really mean a lot if you guys subscribed. And yeah, just be sure to leave a like and subscribe, I guess. Feel free to click on some videos here that I'll leave annotations for. And yeah, just look out for some of my new next big videos, and yeah, I've been XYZ Cruncher. Stay cool, stay safe, stay crunchy, and I'm out. Peace.